Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Hockey time is fastly approaching. With the NHL season kicking off last week, minor league hockey is getting underway with specifically the Quad City Storm and the SPHL, otherwise known as the Southern Professional Hockey League, kicking off next Thursday. First games start Thursday night, but today what we're talking about is the Friday night game in the whole SPHL season. But again, specifically, the Quad City Storm. Quad City Storm, my local hockey team, they play in the Southern Professional Hockey League. It's about the lowest level of minor league hockey you can get. Many of the guys that we've had over these last 4 years of being a franchise have gone into the ECHL and AHL. We have a few guys coming in from overseas and a lot of fun new faces. So we're going to cover all of this. Rosters are not yet officially announced, so we can't really talk about all the roster, but there are a few moves that have been made that we can talk about. First, let's give a little bit of background on what happened last year. The Storm finished 5th in the SPHL. That was good enough to make the playoffs last season with a record of 32-15-5. So there were plenty of phenomenal teams in the league last year who put together a great string of wins. I mean, if you've really put that together, the 32-10 with 5 of those really close games that were decided in overtime or a shootout. They're gonna drop the puck Friday, 7:10 at the Vibrant Arena, newly renamed Vibrant Arena, former Taxler Center. And they play against their cross-state rivals, the Peoria Rivermen. But let's get to some of the roster moves that have been made over the offseason. As I mentioned, the official roster has yet to be announced, but there have been a few announcements over who's coming back and who we've kind of acquired. So Shane Bennett returns. He was a big part. The left-hand shooter, left winger, Shane Bennett. He returns after leading the team in goals, assists, and points last year with 24 total goals, 32 assists, and 56 total tallies if you add all those up. Storm top goalie Bailey Birkin returns. He averaged only 2.12 goals allowed as the Storm's. He had, I believe, over 30 starts last season. In that 2020 or in that 21-22 campaign. A few of the new faces coming in. I do not know these players' names, but I do know we have one from New Zealand and a couple from Europe coming all the way across overseas. You never would think of New Zealand being a hockey town, or a hockey country, but there you go. Somebody coming all the way over from New Zealand, and then a few faces from Europe as well. A little bit of a backstory on this matchup coming up on Friday. Storm lost to Peoria in the SPHL semifinals last season. After winning Game 1 at home in front of a great packed atmosphere, I was there. It was great. But then they lost 2 straight in Peoria, 5-1, and then 3-2 in a heartbreaking loss. But before that, they defeated the Fayetteville Marksmen in a quick 3-game series that they played really well in. You kind of felt like everything was building, especially after that Game 1 win against Peoria 4-1. Then they get their favor return 4-1, and then in a heartbreaking loss 3-2 in Peoria. Earlier this week, the Storm added a former Quad City Mallard. That was the team here before the Storm. Mallards were here forever. That was really the Quad Cities team until the Storm moved in. Still, they put together a good amount of following, but they added former QC Mallard as an assistant coach last week. If I could think of his name, I forgot to write it down. But anyway, there you go. The Storm begin their season. I have had a few requests to do a lot more coverage. I hope to do game vlogs, game previews, game recaps, and then a bit of just talking about the Storm, So I'm really looking forward to a great season. I hope that they can pull up the victory Friday night. I will definitely be there. I will have a vlog coming from that, and hopefully a game preview. Absolutely thrilled. It's going to be a great season of hockey. Please follow along for all of this coverage throughout the season. And as always, go Storm. Goodbye, everybody. See you next time.